welcome to an episode of UUPN. Today, we're going to be talking about Ryan Helmsley. This is going to be a multiple part episode where we're going to talk about his incarceration, his medical issues, family issues, and what people have to do to help people in this situation and make sure that they don't get incarcerated again, and try to help people that, rehabilitate their lives so once they're released from prison or jail, that they can start over again, be a new system. So, Ryan Helmsley, if you don't know, was known as the Where's Waldo Bandit or bank robber. Really well known in Portland, Oregon. So, this is one of the top guys that you remember. So, I was fortunate to have met him at the Clark Center in 2018, and he was going to take me an interview, and this is what you get. So, I'm not going to say too much in the end, so just enjoy and try to understand this man. Like I said, multiple part video. State your name and your age and pretty much explain your story.
My name's Waldo. I'm 38 years old. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I just got done doing 9 years in the feds. I got there because I robbed 2 banks in Portland, and I was trying to get off the street. I wasn't trying to get drugs. I wasn't trying to get money. What I was trying to do was, being type 1 diabetic, you got to take 6 shots a day. And when you're walking around in heat, the insulin in your pocket goes bad. Plus it's unhealthy. It's a toxic mix, being a drug addict and a diabetic at the same time. So I was on heroin. And at the time, I couldn't lift my arm because I had an abscess on it that was this big. One of the biggest the doctor had ever seen. And I decided one day that it would be better in prison than living under the bridge, the Hawthorne Bridge. So I walked into a bank, went to the island, wrote a note real quick, a haiku, and went to the lady. She gave me $550. I told her, if anyone follows me, that book bag goes off. I left my book bag there.
What was in it?
Nothing. My dope box, some books, a sketch pad. I didn't really care about getting caught. I wanted to get caught. So the next day I went on Facebook and told everyone. And they gave me the name, the Where's Waldo Bandit.
Now, when they called you that, were you wearing anything like, Where's Waldo type clothes, or?
Yeah, I was wearing a striped sweater at the time, and I wore big dark glasses, big glasses like these, nerdy glasses, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I got away for 6 weeks. I was at a friend's house just doing heroin, and finally I ran out of insulin. I went into coma, and when I went into coma, I woke up in the hospital with my hands handcuffed to the bed, and the rest is history.
So, when you were handcuffed to the bed, like, what were the type of charges and stuff they were trying to charge you with?
Just bank robbery.
And then what the courts do, what they give you and stuff?
On the first bank robbery, they gave me 3.5 years because it was my first felony. I'd never been in trouble with the law before. And when I was in prison, all I did was write. I wrote stories. I wrote journal entries. I wrote. I'm a writer, so that's what I do. I drew pictures also for Nazis and for Black Panthers. I drew tattoos for people. I didn't tattoo, but I drew the tattoos for people.
Right, because in prison you do tattoos. You
Yeah.
go to the hole or you get penalized.
They need art.
Yeah.
So I got out after 3.5 years, and they stuck me at the Greyhound bus station in downtown Portland. Ground zero for all the heroin dealing in Portland. And they gave me a box full of needles. So what the fuck did they expect? 5 days later, I robbed another bank. So I was only out for 5 days.
Oh, shit.
So they gave me 5 years for that bank robbery. Same MO, same deal. Only this time I turned myself in after about 5 or 6 days. And I tried killing myself by ODing on heroin because I was in so much pain.
And did they try to say there was a medical thing in your case when you...
They tried, but they didn't send me to a medical center. That came later on when I went on insulin strike. And I went on insulin strike. And they sent me to a medical center. And at the medical center, it was fun. I got to write all day. I got my oxycodone for my back, so I wasn't craving heroin anymore. I did really good for myself. But that whole time I was in there, that whole 8.5 years, my family didn't contact me. Not once. Not one letter, not one phone call, not one visit.
Yeah, that made you more furious than what was going on in there, right?
No, it didn't make me furious. It just realized how low I really was. And how I if anyone was going to be the hero of my story, it was going to be me. So I wrote a book called Waldo, which I have with me. And I'm working on a follow-up right now about my experiences in prison, post-prison. Hopefully one day it gets published and I'll be a real writer. But at the moment I'm taking things slow. I'm in a homeless shelter again. And I'm without, my roommate kicked me out because he forgot to pay the utilities and they were shut off. So I left. And now I have to be the hero of my own story again. And the good thing is I have disability now. With disability, I have medical coverage, I have income every month, so I can afford a place to live barely in Portland. Because the price is like $900 for a cell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Portland. You can't get anything cheaper than $900.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking about going to an Oxford house if my PO will send me there.
Now explain to those that don't know what an Oxford house is. So we have a
It's a clean and sober house. But the problem is they play little games of politics there. They choose who comes in and who doesn't come in. They assign chores. It's not living on your own. It's living in a medium security prison.
Pretty much everything's like prison with these agencies and organizations, right?
And I can drink. It's just I'm in places right now where they don't allow drinking. My PO lets me drink. I don't get drunk. I just have 1 or 2 drinks a day. And it just helps me. Helps me cope with the bullshit.
It helps you calm your nerves and whatnot.
Calms my nerves. And there's good people right now helping me. But in order to get out of this mess, I'm going to have to help myself.
That's right. We gotta all try to help ourselves if we want help too. You know.
This is no time for fucking around with me. This is make or break time. But yeah, prison's not fun. I got my ass kicked every day.
Just because you were the oddball in the area and stuff.
I'm the oddball. I'm the weirdo. Because I don't believe in violence.
And they didn't like none of that.
I don't believe violence makes a man. I believe it's restraint that makes a man.
And wise choices.
Wise choices and restraint. Picking on someone, mentally abusing someone. I don't care if you're in prison or you're living next door to me, is wrong.
Taking advantage of the weak and elderly is wrong.
Preying upon the weak.
Yeah.
I get along with everyone now, though. I have no enemies. But I know one thing, I'm never going back to prison. I've been twice already.
Yeah, prison bad.
I like freedom a lot more.
Amen to that, brother.
Amen to that.
A familiar face was behind a robbery at a U.S. bank near PSU yesterday. You may remember the Where's Waldo Bandit from a few years ago. Well, detectives say the same man, his name is Ryan Homsley, struck again. In fact, he had just gotten out of prison last week. Police say he walked into the U.S. bank on Southwest Harrison and passed a note to the teller demanding money. Then he got away. He is wanted on the robbery now and a federal warrant for violating his probation. If you know where Homsley is, you're asked to call Portland Police.
Hi, welcome back to me. So, what you just saw was an interview with Ryan Humsley, the well-known Where's Waldo Bandit. And he talked about his drug issues, his homeless issues, and his medical issues, which all need to be addressed. Not just for him, but lots of other people within the city suffering from drugs and homelessness. And people in Portland, see a big increase in homelessness as well as Seattle. So with those places being overpopulated with homeless people, you have overpopulation of drugs in the community, which means there's no war on drugs and these people are not being addressed behind the repercussions of their actions. With that being said, a city who lets people defecate on the streets as well as, destroy property and just lets people die and be mentally ill and run into traffic is a city that doesn't care about its citizens. It should be abolished. And I strongly believe that a city that doesn't have any pity for its people isn't pretty or worth anybody's time idolizing. I personally know Ryan Humsley. I'll say he's a great man who looks out for his friends and his people. The only problem is he got that monkey on his back, that disease, that illness. And more places need to change the way they treat people so where we can find a permanent type of solution or a temporary permanent solution that would lead to a purpose that would abolish it altogether. Got twisted in the words. Anyway, I'll say he who covers his sins will not prosper. But whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. So we need to have mercy for these people out here. Try to find help for them. Just try to find a new system, a new way. Catch you later. Stay tuned for the next video with Ryan Humsley, aka Where's Waldo Bandit.